Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic by nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen,
on slavery.
almost daily.
Investigating
Laughs and facts, served out plainly. You're close to it, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to another Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. It's another day. Although we don't have that side, we still have this rubbish sidecam, which is a new introduction to the show. Don't worry, the intro might show a little bit about the fact that it's still not the fullest prepared show, what with it being Easter holidays. I've been spending most of my time thinking about Jesus, so you can't really complain in the comment section about that. No, that's not true. I had another morning of dealing with my little lad. We went for another, what we're calling Cool Dude Coffee morning, so I've been sat in Costa with my lad, just drinking with him. He doesn't really do well after the second espresso, but we've had a great time. So we're back. It's a kind of like a Friday vibe in that I've cut out some news stories. I haven't really read them, so we'll do that together if you don't mind. This is how I'll be reviewing the show today, reviewing the news. Also, if you'd like to get involved in the chat, boom, we've got it up here. See what's happening. Joodles, boom, morning. She was first, and then Proper Meme says first. Fair enough. These days you can make words mean whatever you want. Chris Hood is here. I'll not be there today. Eh? How have you done that? Are you astral projecting again? Sweet boobies. I'll not be there today. I'm off to hospital to get a heart monitor fitted. Is that like someone at school? Is that... Well, best of luck with it. We'll see you on the other side. No, as in afterwards. Bad phrase. Outrageous, Chris. Couldn't they have rearranged it? That's a good point. Do you know what? These flipping resident doctors, junior doctors is what they used to be called. I'd like them apples. I've only waited 8 months. Oh, only waited 8 months. Congratulations. I think you've set a new personal record on that one. I'm sure I told you the story of how I had a cancer scare. You mean, turns out it wasn't cancer. So it's not really a cancer scare. Do you know what I mean? I suppose erroneously, one of the options of what was happening could have been the C bomb. No, that's the other one, isn't it? It could have been the C word. Turns out I do not have one of those. They did a test, and congratulations, I'm a boy. But the other one, and I went to see the doctors, and they said, okay, wow, this could be, if it is what we think it might be, it's a bad thing. And they sent a letter through saying you're an emergency case, you should be seen in the next 2. Like, our policy is that you should be given an appointment in the next 2 weeks. And then at the bottom of the same flipping page, I don't know why they printed it at the top just to make you feel bad. It was like August or something. My appointment was the following January. Which I would have been like, oh, I guess the NHS is slow. If they hadn't have written at the top, you need to be seen by an expert in the next 2 weeks. So now I'm like, why'd you even mention that? So now I've got more stress on top. Turns out I lived. Spoiler alert. Good luck, Chris. You probably didn't need to hear that story on the way into the hospital. Proper Meme says, Chris, do let us know if they find out if you have a heart. Harsh. Jesus, says Proper Meme. I was celebrating Jesus. Wow, for the first time ever, I got an email notification that Mr. Stephen Allen is live on YouTube. Live. Yeah. It's learnt. Don't mess with me. If you're IT, don't mess with me after the last show. I was angry. Oh, the email I would have sent to Bill Gates if I could have opened up Outlook would have... Cuffy's here as well. Hello, chat. Charlotte's here. Hey, hello, Charlotte. How are things with you? What's happening with the work thing? And then everyone's saying hello to everyone. So that's the chat. Up and get involved. YouTube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. Normally we start with the front pages. Before we get there, though, let's do it the different way around. Thirsty. On-screen chat is stuck. Is it? Oh, look at that. How do I... They've YouTube changed the way it's. Hang on. Sweet flipping Bill Gates. Sadiq Khan's Britain. Show source when not visible. No, that'll make it stick. What I need to do is refresh cache of current page. Okay, that's going to be annoying if I have to do that all the time. Control audio via OBS. There's no flipping audio. It's a comment section. Browser when scene becomes active. Nice. Sorry, you will get an awful lot of this. Please don't swear in my own flipping chat. I'll work out how to filter that out one day. ASMR. Mr. Cuff, if you're a clown with a red balloon, don't mess with Stephen Allen. Yeah, I'll sing that German Nina woman for you. She's gone. I love that song, but don't diss Captain Kirk. You don't know of which you speak. Front pages. Let's see what's happening on the front pages today. Front pager. Hello, and welcome to Looking at the Front Pages with me, Mr. Stephen Allen. Good times. Charlie's Angels and the anti-aging debate. Have you seen... Oh, I wish I had spotted that before. Didn't even spot this last night when we were doing it. Have you seen the pictures of the Charlie's Angels? Well, let's not be harsh. They've not aged gracefully. They've not aged. They don't necessarily look like they did. They look a thing. But that's harsh. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about happier stuff like airstrikes, wrist blowing, fragile. No, that's not happier, is it? Ugh. How about this? We try and focus on this one instead. In fact, actually, that's the message of the story. Looking on the bright side of life could cut dementia risk. Sounds like we got it the way I read that one out. Let's try that again. Let's zoom right up your face. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Oh, maintaining an optimistic outlook. Not the program. That never works. Outlook Express. Why do they do a version of it that's to do with breast milk? On life as you age is linked to reduced risk of developing dementia by at least 15%. Yeah. It's getting so common that we might need a jingle for correlation versus causation. Stay there, ASMR. I'm very thirsty today. Alan's in the chat. We'll chat to you in a sec. There is a chance that not having dementia might mean you're a bit happier about stuff. You know what I mean? Pre-dementia could be one of the reasons you get all grumpy. Because having dementia famously makes people angry. With my own parents, I know they go through that phase of, before it is thoroughly debilitating, the confusion leads to anger. The angry outburst that both mum and dad had, mum was worse, but, you know, ladies, was there. So, you know what I mean? It seems like it's flipping obvious. Having dementia makes you angry. Heading towards dementia might also make things a little bit harder, and therefore maybe your optimistic outlook is somewhat impacted. But no, let's write it this side. Let's force people to cheer up. What are you doing to try and stave off dementia? You doing Sudokus? No, I'm just trying to be happy. Oh, how are you doing that? There's wars on. There's the risk of nuclear weapons happening. There's the petrol prices, cost of living crisis. This government, oh no, man, but I got to do it because otherwise it's my fault that I get dementia. Do you know what I mean? Don't make it my job to be happy about the world. Change the world. I just want to see it burn. There is increasing evidence. I've not read it, though I could very much be proved wrong in a second. There is increasing, look how optimistic I am. There is increasing evidence that a positive attitude brings with it a number of health and cognitive benefits, potentially due to lower stress levels and greater likelihood of being physically active. Why? Having an optimistic outlook increases your chance of being physically active. What? Researchers from the United States, where they're all flipping optimistic. Hey, have a nice day. Have you looked around you? And Finland, where they're famously the happiest anyway, even though they've got an incredibly high suicide rate. But then that's survivor bias, isn't it? Because everyone who has committed suicide won't be taking part in the survey. It seems glib, but there's a science thing there, including Harvard. No one gives a crap. Analysed 9,071 people from the US who were deemed cognitively healthy. They found 9,000 people in the US who were deemed cognitively healthy. Ho! That'll do. What's happening up here? It refreshed something, didn't it? Let's have a look. All good, says Charlotte. Just resting. I've done way too much massage, so can't lift anything heavy or make too many hard movements. Well, in that case, it's a good job we're not sending out the branded merchandise death nuts. I'm presuming they'll be heavy when we get them made. Be gutting if they weren't. Alan's here. Hi, Steve. Happy Easter. War is over. It is, isn't it? It's over again. I mean, they're still at it like rabbits. War-mongering, belligerent, bellicose rabbits. I don't know why I'm making them like that. Proper Meme says, wow, Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore have really aged. Ooh. Alan, the Human League were like Charlie's Angels, except Phil Oakey has Diana Ross's hairdo. Are you high, sir? And if you are, congratulations. That's how you keep a positive attitude in this world, isn't it? Don't look into the light. Brackets poltergeist. Poltergeist memes on the show now. Nice. Joodles. I think that's that S word. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Because people use weird unliving phrases, don't they? No, well, actually, it's not that the word is banned on YouTube. You're right. I might not be pushed onto people's organic feeds or whatever, but it's more about being demonetized. And don't worry, this show is not monetized yet. Thanks, says Mr. Guff. I should have said stupid. Oh, does someone else say in the thing as well? If they aren't heavy, can I have a refund? You can have your money back. That's true. Right, let's see what else in the front pages. Boom. Jog back into the Daily Telegraph. The 70s staples being rebranded as superfoods. I don't give a crap anymore. Oh, we talked about this on the TV last night, reviewing how things aren't great in the UK. Trying to stay happy through this. Russia managed to just send a warship past Dover. I wouldn't have been okay in the olden days. And it was to protect this oil ship. And if you zoom in, no one else noticed this last night. Safety comes first, written on the ship. Well, then, I mean, that is quite the threat, isn't it? It's a nice Dover you have here. It would be a terrible shame if something was to happen to it. Because Dracula works for the Russian Navy. Fact. What else we got? Iran threatens to restart the war. It never flipping stopped. It was the fieriest ceasefire anyone's ever heard. Billionaire. Is there any other stories on here I actually wanted to talk about? Or did I just think we should... Oh, God, let's not talk about that one. No, let's do it slightly. Pastor charged over baptism drowning. It's exactly the story you think. Someone was being baptized. I don't know how you can get that wrong. Look, I don't know. I've never done a baptism. But isn't it just... It's a two-step process. And if you forget step 2, it's going to go bad. I mean, really, he's offering the fast-track way of meeting the maker, isn't it? We'll get you baptized. It's the last thing to do before you die. Britain more divided than during Brexit. Yeah, no, it is. No one needs. And Gentleman's Relish, I didn't realise it was literally a food. I thought it was it was a nightclub. But they're stopping it anyway, so let's not pay attention. Oh, this. The Daily Mail. Why is that the wrong size? Here we are. All the signs your husband has miserable man syndrome. I can think of one of them. Is it that your wife reads the Daily Mail? I think we've made a good start. And how to cure him? We can all think what that is as well. Don't just do it on birthdays and Christmas. No one does it around Christmas. Because birthdays and Valentine's, or whenever it is. There's a steak and day, isn't there? Oh, did we do this joke on the show before? Steak and day. Because I like both, and they are increasing. I do like that. What's the joke? Something about they're rare or something. I can't remember the way we did the joke. Because rare both means not particularly well cooked and also infrequent. And that joke works because, well, you get it. Let's have a look. Elite's here. Hi, everyone. Gentleman's Relish, my favourite sauce. Well, I didn't realise. Captain Safety and Roger, the cabin boy. Have you had an accident in the Strait of Hormuz that wasn't your fault? You may be entitled to compensation or a return to the Stone Age. As we said before, it's not returning that far, is it, for certain things? OMFG, that's not a baptism. You see, I'm not religious. I don't know fully how they're meant to work, but one would presume they don't work like that. Martin's here saying afternoon all. I got a blueski from Martin as well, I think. We'll do that later. If I remember, which I often don't. March the 14th, apparently. What? You talked about the Ides. And steak and blow E for Dracula. Yes. I'm only miserable because I'm not long out of hospital. What? That's not the only reason you're miserable, is it? If your wife read the Daily Mail, I don't think the hospital would be the light at the end of the tunnel some men walk towards. It very much. I know they're doing it just to like sell newspapers, but give us a break. Miserable man syndrome. He missed it by that much. What did I miss? Always willing to do a 99 Jaime impression, but I hope you're okay, Martin. Yeah, well done. He survived. It's more than I did. No, actually, I forgot now. I did survive my scare. That's good. Hiya, Stephen. You're spot on as per. Great to join you again. Thank you. I don't know what it's in reference to, but I'd read it out because of the level of flattery. If you want to make sure messages are read out, I would go thick in on that. You're up to date. The Daily Express, destination El Dorado, UK. I don't really get the headline. But the point is, it's a picture of Frenchmen who are meant to be stopping migrants. I think £650 million they've been paid to stop migrants. And at first glance, you think that's absolutely fine. No one needs stopping. And then if you really pay attention to this picture, if you're a details kind of orientated person, you can kind of see in the distance there, just a little bit, there are some migrants trying to cross towards, if you look even further in the distance, I believe you can see a Russian warship, and then you can see Dover. And they probably should be stopping them. Now, to be fair, we don't know if this was a before picture and they were stopped straight away afterwards. We kind of do, don't we? We sometimes do. Can I get paid 650 million? Actually, no, I'll do it for a discount. Can I get paid 500 million pounds, please, for me to stop the Channel migrants? Because I won't. And that seems to be the deal. So, thank you. One in, one out for Martin and Chris today. Hope you're okay. I know, at this rate, you're doing better than this government with the one out. And I can't talk. Give me some of this. There's a more. Thanks, Charlotte. Thought I'd done a rib, but it's just a muscle tear. Wow. What have you been doing to tear your muscles? I barely get out the thing. Shocking soap. What are you talking about? Missed it greatly. Oh, soap opera. For a minute there, I very much misunderstood which story you were talking about. Dolorado says proper memes. I can see why it's a great attempt at a pun. It really, that last few bits of the journey are hard to land, aren't we? Joodles, can we talk about this? I thought the channel was a really dangerous piece of water. When did it turn into a boating lake? It looks like you stand a chance of crossing it in a pedalo, and I wish they would, because you get those gangs who go around trying to catch nonsense. Some dyslexic ones of those would be beating people up in pedalos, which actually would be the closest thing we have to a deterrent. CRS, can't really stop them. That's what it means, is that makes sense. But it's French, so it'd be can't really stop. Bless you. Billy wishes you don't talk. One of us had a stroke there. I'm not sure what's happened. I sneezed. Thank you. Bless you. We're up to date. I think we are. I'm going to have to go to a different page for this cycle. So, also on the front pages, we can go to, I think we've one newspaper left. Oh, there's no good stuff on the front pages other than talking about, what was the fun one? Being an optimist. Oh, and having a go at grumpy. How is it one newspaper goes on about grumpy men syndrome, the other one is saying you will live longer if you're happy? Where's the sympathy then? If you correlate those two stories, men are going to get more dementia. Where's the sympathy? Where's the getting that on the NHS? Fleet in our time. Apparently, if you want to go through the Strait of Hormuz, there is now a toll. It's effectively like the M6 motorway. In that, I've just realised there is a joke there, and I don't know if I'm brave enough to finish it. Go on then, look, this is only the internet, and this show's probably going to get demonetised anyway. Not that we're monetised. The Strait of Hormuz now has a toll road. No, that's wrong. The Strait of Hormuz now has a toll, very much like the M6, because you have to pay to go along it, and you end up just near a load of Muslims. No, that's not a joke we should have done. Hey. How did the B word not get censored? That's a good point. And he said we in front of it as well, which is kind of offensive. Go out on motorbikes, all tooled up. Well, if that's what you're into. Right, let's move my phone over there. No, there's nowhere for it. Because now we get to do this.
Let's get inside the news.
I've got a monster on me, Tash. It's all right. I was going to talk about the Tash, actually, just to admit that, look, we can address the elephant in the room. It's there. I've been trimming the beard, and ever since I turned whatever age I turned last birthday in January, I've realised I didn't make a conscious decision, but I've just grown a Tash. Like, it happened. And also, let's be brutally honest, I'm experimenting with a comb over. I didn't realise that I didn't plan to do this. And I think what's happened is I've reached an age where I'm now fully aware. If you double my age, there is no way I'm living that long. I'm well past the halfway mark. And I think part of my brain just thought, there are some things, if I don't do them now, I'm not going to do them. And growing a Tash that makes me look like I'm starring in some sort of 1980s gay thing, I'm into. I mean, it's quite nice as well. Now, if I wish to show that I find someone attractive, I don't have to use words or any of that. I can just go, it's quite handy. Saves time, and I do not have a lot of time left. And the comb over thing, my dad had a comb over, and honestly, joking aside, I think I just want to experiment. It won't be that many years until I don't have enough to formulate a full comb over. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. Why not? What else would be stupid? I don't want to do anything permanent. I don't want anything pierced or anything like that. I've not quite hit that level of breakdown yet. But I'm from a working class background in Mansfield, but I want to end up at some point having a comb over and a Tash, looking like I'm from some sort of posh family that once ruled a bit of Africa. That's kind of what I want to go. Is that too much? It's too much. Ding dong, says proper memes. Someone's at the door. Almost gaily. Come on. Steady on, old boy. That joke was Birmingham. Oh, yeah, we're all going to get in trouble for that. Look, it was just a logical conclusion to the setup that had happened. That's what she said. Monster Tash. Nothing wrong with having a bit of monster on your Tash. No one told me about this. Being a mustachioed person, you'll be very careful. It takes me longer to clean my teeth. Got to rinse like you wouldn't believe afterwards. Although at the same time, it does keep the Tash minty fresh. The last time I was on Free Speech Nation, Josh asked me if my beard smells. I wasn't ready for that question on national TV. What I should have done is gone, it's fine, because it's minty fresh. Leave the Tash alone. Yes. What? Who's done what? Monster on the Tash sounds like a far-left lesbian film. Makes you look well tough. I'd leave you well alone. So would most ladies. There's a lot of meningitis B going around. Keeps me safe from all those 20-year-olds. Sporting your Tash, the whole world is your very own oyster. It is like that, isn't it? Thankfully, it doesn't smell like it. Even with all the monster. Feel the force. Can you feel the force? Good question. Leave Steve alone. Says proper memes. Only because he stinks. Oi! I've been toying with experimenting with a mohawk. You know what? I might go for that. It's going to take a bit of work. And if suddenly we raise a lot of money on Ko-fi, sure thing. I'll be off to Turkey. Oh, I've messed that up now, haven't I? Why not? I don't care. And although, thank you, by the way, I don't know if I should be listing the names of people who've been donating on Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, but I had one come through last night. A very generous one as well. We're talking the kind of money with the other one that was generous the 2 weeks before. I could buy another side cam that only works for about a week until a firmware update comes through. So thank you. You already have something of a King George V about you. It's going to take a bit of work. I could get there somehow. I wonder if I shaved off everything that still grows naturally and just left the failing bits, it would be like a threat to the rest of the hair up there would be like, come on, guys. He means business. He's wiping out the good ones. We better pull ourselves together. Or a young Prince George. Thank you. For all you know, I've got something of a Prince Albert about me. I haven't, but it's an option, isn't it? As I said, nothing pierced. Front page? No, not front pages. Inside the newspapers. I've got a lot going on it. Quite a lot going on it. In fact, let's start with the one that's too big to really put. We'll see if it fits. Stars apart at Euphoria Bash. Sydney Sweeney or Sabrina Carpenter, whichever one that is. And that one, the other one. Zendaya. Hollywood star Zendaya shows off a tattooed tribute to other half Tom Holland. And then she didn't stand next to someone else she works with. I don't give two craps. But here we go. So this is the news. Zendaya may be married to Tom Holland. Fair play. And apparently that is a tattoo of a lowercase letter T, which is fair. It's not that much of a commitment, is it? I don't want to be snarky about it, but you can barely see it. Also, I just think this comes across like she does not necessarily think this marriage is going to last. Because that's not a tattoo where you definitely know it's for him. It's a lowercase t. So yeah, sure, while Evie is still married, it's for Tom, even though his name's Tom, so it's an uppercase T. But fair enough. You get divorced, you can make it about any other word that begins with T, and it's near your tit. I think you've already built in your exit strategy. And I'm not sure that's the way to make marriages work. Put it this way. I've never labelled my tits. Is that the take-home point from that? 1.21 gigawatts. Ouch, PM. Hang on, what's been said here? Shave N. Allen. No, I will not. Shaved in. What? I should start higher up again, shouldn't I? A motif logo. What? Do you reckon I should shave in? Yeah, okay. If we had a good logo for the show, I would. I could shave in some desk nuts. I so can see Steve in a picture hanging up in a library. Every time you move his eyes, the eyes move with you. Like some spy would hide behind me to kind of... Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I then coloured in clearly. Oi. Was that the Chocolate Rain guy? Tom Holland? Was that a version of the Prince song that I didn't know about? He probably did one. He was into all that stuff, didn't he? I like him big. I like him round. That's what he said once. Come on, man. He was like 4 foot tall. They'd kill you. I believe everything that Prince has ever singed, other than, I like him big, I like him round. You'd get lost. How come we never saw Prince wearing a miner's helmet? That's the only way he'd survive one of those. Sit your big beep round this way so I can work on that zipper, baby. Yeah, you'd have to get some crampons and scale up it. It's tiny, man. So, Holland has low T. I like that. What do you want, Steve? A capital T. I do actually want a capital T. That's, yeah. Sorry to be full pedant on this one, which again, those same dyslexics down on Dover would probably beat me up for it, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Hang on, let's load in the actual big ones. I do. His name's Tom. His proper noun is Tom. Zendaya.
Don't you mean...
I'm not sure the rest of the internet does this, does it? I don't wish to label Sabrina Carpenter's music. Not do I. She's going to add Atu. Good point. Best practice, Steve. Can't condone a person that who's done what? The chocolate guy? No, Prince. We're probably having a go at Prince. Sabrina Carpenter has only just begun. She's not the one, is she? She's doing well. They do say you live longer if you're slim. Do you want a house tour? Yes. And hat tip. Thank you. What? Back into the newspapers, if I dare be so bold as to. Oh, sorry. Charging cable's right up there. Wazoo. Producer for BBC. I'll try that again. Take two. Producer for BBC's Indecent Kid Pick. It reads weirdly. It does feel like the BBC has a TV show called Indecent Kids Pick. And there's a producer on it who's got in trouble. I don't think that's the story. Wouldn't be surprised. A producer caught with thousands of indecent images of children blamed his colleagues at his open plan office. And do you know what? It's not a bad excuse, is it? Because his argument is everyone else who works at the BBC might be dodgy. Checks out. And the reason I'm including this story is I did a clip from Tuesday's show, which was the front page of the Daily Mail, what the pictures that Meghan has posted about her kids say about her next career move. There were pictures of her children running away, and I said she's chasing kids. Radio 1 DJ. I posted this on social media, and Threads has turned against me. A couple of days ago, did a joke about Kanye, and I've now been, people are swarming, 4 people, calling me some sort of Zionist something. Right. And now Threads is up there ready for me. So because I did a joke that included within all of the words Meghan, people were like, oh, you've been triggered just because Meghan's around. I had to say to someone, before you get too defensive, that's a joke about the BBC. You get it? And there's an irony that someone's way of attacking someone online is say, you did that joke because you're triggered. You're triggered. You just pooped the bed because I did a joke with the word Meghan in it. And then someone else replied saying, I'm sorry, but what has this got to do with what's Meghan got to do with the BBC? As if it's my job to explain my jokes to these people. So I might make a clip of this and just tag it underneath. This story here, that's what you're not getting. It's not my fault if you don't get the jokes. Threads. That Nancy screensaver tipped the colleagues up. Yeah, good point. Chocolate Rain was Tay Sunday. What day of the week is that? One of us has had a stroke. Prince should be King of England. His Purple Rain. Good point, well made. Sorry, thought I'd just seen what's happened. What have you seen? There's loads of those. Was off to edit. All right, fair enough. I'm not fully up to date with what's happening. Where's something that's funny? I don't think we've got anything. Oh, let's fight for your right to farty. Vegan vags. Nope. Vegan lags. Done and baked. Vegan lags now have their fatulence-inducing food protected by human rights laws. Of course they do. Given the same status as a religion. Which should mean we're allowed to mock it. But no, I'm sure that's... I mean, it depends which religion it's given the same status as, doesn't it? Prisoners... Seventh-day Adventists, you could have a good laugh at that. But prisoners who shun animal products are classed as having a belief-based diet, according to updated guidelines. Oh, and you wouldn't want to upset criminals. The Ministry of Justice diktat, well, what? Did it? That feels like a spoonerism as well. Put veganism, which relies on farty, fibrous diet... on par with religions, such as Judaism, Islam, which are... Great. So if ever you wonder why this nation's failing, it might be because now vegans are going to have the same protected... It won't be long until making a vegan joke will get you cancelled. It used to be in the world of stand-up comedy, you'd ask an audience any vegans, and no one would because it's not that popular, and you would imply, oh, they don't have the energy to answer. And that was a trope. No one really bothered doing it unless you're a hack act. But I would die for their right to do that joke. Instead, they'll be sent to the gulag. Speaking of, no, they won't be sent to the gulag, actually, because of this. Longer to fight soft jail terms. Victims and bereaved families will be given more time to challenge a sentence if they think a judge was too lenient. Just presume that's going to happen. Because you get people getting no time at all for quite serious crimes, or a few months for things that you think. Just presume that if the nation in general thinks sentences aren't long enough, so the victims and bereaved families will presume. Let's just bake into the system. Then again, if ever there's someone who looks like he can't handle a long sentence, show the food to the con, then bin it in front of them. Although with some vegan food, it'd be a blessing, wouldn't it? Have you tried vegan cheese? We did a thing when I was on BBC Kent where some local vegan shop, because it was based in Tunbridge Wells, so all shops were local vegan shops. And they brought vegan cheese in, and I had to be like, oh no, this, But my God, I don't think I pooed for a week. Chickpeas in prison for vegans. See how they like it. Steve, you are all right, cool dude, upstanding bloke. I hope you don't mind me kissing up. Ignore the haters and never go on Threads. No, I don't. Thank you, but I don't mind. It's kind of funny that people on Threads are like, oh, he did a joke with Meghan in there. He must be a Meghan hater. You don't know what I think about Meghan. I actually don't think about Meghan. BBC went down the pan when they sacked the best BBC local radio presenters. I'll agree there, sir. I was such a good local BBC radio presenter. I was willing to pretend that vegan cheese wasn't some sort of solvent. It came across more like it was halfway between grouting and the ceramic it would be grouting. It was that. I don't condone mid-games. Mind games. Sorry, no need to apologise. I don't condone mind games or mid-games. They'll eat non-halal once they cracked. Only when you've replaced your broom head 17 times and the handle 14 times can you claim to be truly triggered. The joke of Theseus. Right. ASMR. Walkies just excuse to go to the boozer. Thousands of dog owners use the term walkies as an excuse to slope off for a pint. Good. Why not? Life's hard enough. When my most recent child was born, that's it. And there was times when, so obviously babies nap all the time. So she'd nap. And my missus would be tired because she went back to work after 3 months. So she'd nap. And our son, who was just about to turn 2 at the time, wouldn't nap. So the only way to get him to nap was for one of us to have to drive him, put him in the car, go for a drive. When petrol wasn't, as you know, right now I'd be like, screw you, stay awake. But I had to drive. So there were times when I'd be driving up and down the A1. I don't want to dox myself, but I've been relatively near the A1. And my son would be driving in the my son would be napping in the back seat. My missus would be napping at home, and the baby would be napping. And I'm like, there's only one of us not napping. So I'll tell you this, because I don't think she'll watch. I used to drive with my son up the A1. He'd fall asleep, and if I did this carefully enough, I could pull into the Bulldog services and sleep. And because that way I could get home and pretend I hadn't slept, and therefore there'd be no hormone-fueled anger about the fact I had had a nap. So this is exactly the same. If you have to pretend you're walking a dog and then go and have a beer, do it. Obviously, your dog's going to get fat and die, but... Fancy a game of Twister, Grandad? Ew, what's happening here? Classic games like Twister, Operation, and Pop-Up Pirate, I don't know what it is, but it sounds dodgy, are soaring in popularity. Demand from UK consumers for timeless board game. How is Twister still allowed as a thing? It's just sexual harassment, isn't it? They should call it like sexual harassment, the board game. Try and put your hand to the red square. Not that one, you cheeky little... You know what I mean? What's the other one? Operation. It's literally the only way. That one I understand. It's the only way you're going to get any form of medicine. Sorry about that if you're going to hospital today. So what's the excuse to go dogging? Says Proper Means. You don't need an excuse. Life is hard, and if you need to go dogging, you do it. Again, I'm on the A1. There are worse places where I could have pulled in to the side for a kip. I'll tell you what, that would have been a weird thing. Up on the old vanilla alternative. Where'd you take your son for a nap? Vanilla alternative. Steve, you could have tried to talk them to sleep. I think Pop-Up Pirate is like Buckaroo. Is it? Is it like Somalian version. I imagine that's what, and everyone's like, is that how it works? Used to hear Christo on BBC London, and I used to hear Roger Day on BBC Kent. Yeah, it was good. Okay. Not listing me. No, that's fine. I'm kidding. I'm winding up. Controlling the lifeblood thread. At that point, live action, well done. You've made it. Thank you. You're a good driver. I salute you. I'm an excellent driver. Better twister than fister with Grandad. Yep. T.G. Jones, the nation's favourite retailer. Never heard of you, mate. It's because W.H. Smith's is now in the witness protection scheme. It's weird, isn't it? They sold off W.H. Smith's, I don't know. And they just made up another name. Just what's far enough away from it that we won't get sued for copyright. This is like some bad version on the internet when you're not allowed brand names. Right hand to red spot, ouch. What's a hot spot not? Twister should be renamed Stick or Twist. I think it should be named Sexual Harassment, the board game. And I'm prob better though, just saying. I'm sure you are. Alan, listen to you on All Hits and Time FM back in the day. If we list all the radio stations I've ever worked for, 102.7 Mercury FM, Wiltshire's GWR FM, Hertfordshire's Heartbeat FM, Time 107.5. There must be some more. Where else have I worked? But basically, I did time in Slough as well. They've all shut down, thanks to me. Right, loads to get through. Wireless boss, Pepsi signed off on Kanye. Festival boss Melvin Ben has claimed Pepsi originally signed off on Kanye West to headline. She's been nothing since Shirley left. The festival has been cancelled after backlash over controversial rapper being booked to headline all 3 nights. But I thought if you wanted to work in the media, you need to have his views. As if anyone cared that Pepsi pulled. Come on. They must have been the case that Pepsi said, I'm sorry, we're pulling out. And someone who runs the wireless festival must have thought, oh, was it not Coca-Cola we had? Oh, whatever. No one cares. There is no way Pepsi can pretend it's trying to bring people together. Aren't they the one who talk about tasting the difference? What's the strapline for Pepsi? If someone can give me that, then I would have written a joke about it. Oh, here we go. Total eclipse of the art. The moon is backlit by the sun, lowercase s, you sure it should be? During a solar eclipse. In jaw-dropping snaps from Artemis 2. Look, you know my point of view on this. I don't give two flights. And actually, you remember when I was on GB News, it was during the launch of Artemis 2, and normally I'm on with Mark Littlewood, but he wasn't there. And I worked with him last night, and he said it was fair enough that they sent me home because I thought it was the biggest waste of human endeavour. And I was like, oh, I see. They couldn't have had both of us on there at the same time. That would have cracked the dam and we would have talked about this. So I don't really care about this too much. But also, look at this amazing... It's just badly lit. It's a badly lit picture of the... Look, art. Is this art? Is this art? It's not coming back on. Yeah. Let's have a look. Shirley left and got married to Martin Kemp from Spandau Ballet. Pepsi just got Max. Melvin Ben used to go to a costume shop near me. I used to dream of getting dressed like him. Just change your hat and bring, everything changes. I was idle. Alan says the sun's got its hat on. Well, I'll tell you, if it had its hat on, its entire outfit would have changed. No, again, that's Mr. Ben. Steve's the Nish Kumar of radio stations. Hashtag Mash Quibi. You try saying it. That's defo art. No, it's not. Right. Oh, so this is actually quite a good story. BBC's a sinner. BBC, the bosses rapped. Rapped is a confusing word because if you are rapping, it's the only time you can use the N-word. But BBC No, I've done it again. Bosses wrapped for broadcasting N-word at BAFTAs. This story's great because they've done an investigation and the BBC did breach its editorial standards when it broadcast that racial slur at the BAFTAs. And yeah, I mean, as if the outcome was going to be, we've had a look in the charter. No, you're allowed a couple of those. We've got an N-word pass at the BBC. Look who we employ. No, of course. Was the investigation looking into that? I thought the investigation would be finding out how it happened so that it might not happen again, rather than we've looked into it and we've considered it and we shouldn't have broadcast the unbleeped N-word without any warning. Was it even after the watershed? Either way, it's official. The BBC shouldn't have dropped the N-bomb. No. My favourite story. Bye-bye to beer bellies. Blokes' beer bellies will almost disappear by 2050, something to look forward to. Thanks to fat jabs and less boozing. Experts have predicted, so enjoy it while you can. This is what I'm thinking, actually. I mean, I don't have a beer belly because I don't drink. I got a belly. It's a food belly. Around 9 million fellas. Actually, no, it's not that anymore, is it? I've got kids. It's a dad bod. Before the birth of my son, I was fat, and now I've got a dad bod. So I think you'll find that's better. Around 9 million fellas in the UK. Christ, nearly fell into that. In the UK, currently sport, wrong word for us, a paunch, but believe that that may dwindle to 90,000 in the middle of the next century. The value of scarcity. So, ladies, if that's what you're into, you're going to have to shop harder for your slightly rotund belly. That's not the abbreviation for belly, is it? If you're into a slightly rotund bell, you will not want to buy the desk nuts. I remember we've got a picture of the desk nuts somewhere, haven't we? That nutty aftertaste. What else we got going on here? Was my bad. Sorry, Stephen, I didn't know what you did. Yeah, mash, hashtag mash Quibi. As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. That's exactly what you worry about when you stop anywhere on the A1. He might be in one of those shops. The Beeb just needs to be on constant 10-second delay. Yeah, they'd still miss it. In other news, BBC feature film tonight, Django Unchained. My female friends, you've got female friends, can we share? And family members think all the hot guys are on GB News, and that includes you. Christo, Leo, Patrick, Russell, Paul, Alex, Christopher Hope, Mark White. It started out as a compliment until you see some of the people on there. No, I'm kidding. Charlotte says, I love a dad bod, much better than hunky men. I mean, I'll take the first bit of that because that feels like a compliment. It very feels like we've not quite landed the full deal of a compliment, have we? I like people liking dad bods. Are we also not hunky men? Is that? It's a bit like saying, I like dad bods. I'm really not into attractive guys. No legs, says Elite. Not sure why. Desk Nuts mug looks a bit mushroomy. How did that not get censored, says Joodles. What, the end of the bell? Can't help thinking there's a gag there. And you've got your gag, You've got a gag on yours, Martin, says Joodles. How'd you get it to fit? Front page. No, not the front pages. More of this crap to do. Gluten in kiss. Okay. I might have got the intonation wrong there. Let's read the story and find out. Gluten can be passed via kissing, experts say. I feel like this is one of those experts who got caught snogging, and they're like, oh, what are you doing? Research. What were you trying to find out? If she passed on gluten to me? But the risk to 1 in 100 people living with celiac disease is low. Right. Yes. Celiac disease is a very serious disease. That's gluten intolerance. Not to be confused with celeriac disease. That's worse because you can end up a vegetable. US boffins asked 20 sufferers to kiss partners who'd eaten crackers. Gluten levels in saliva were negligible. Drinks of water before kissing also lowered the risk. Right. It's not a big risk. It feels like, have we dealt with all the other big risks first? Like, correctly labeling food seems to be an issue that we still not really nailed because people die. I don't know. I think if you've got... What's the message here? You've got celiac disease. Don't snog people who've eaten. You know, having celiac disease, how does that impact your bloating? I mean, I might just be thinking of gluten intolerance. But I think if you're a bit bloated, you're a bit windy, you're not going to be doing that much snogging either. Let's have a look. Backhanded compliments. You're pretty funny for a comedian. Exactly. Let's not make it the theme on the show is to do backhanded compliments to Steve. I've got to walk away from this feeling something. I think Jude's was almost complimenting Martin, were it not for the question marks. Oh, I missed that. Django also had crackers in it. You want to be careful there. Hi, Steve. I mean this with a sense of humor. You've got 2 kids. Your dad and a dad bod. You're very athletic. Well, yeah, no. Do you know what? The dad bod. No one ever really analyzes this. No one talks about this, maybe. But my core strength is so much better now. I'm doing a lot of lifting of children because it's like you lift the child and the child slowly gets heavier. So how much I can just lift? I don't know what that name of a lift is. But I only ever did it with one arm. So my psoas major on this side is tight. My psoas major on this one. All right. Psoas, less ass or something. Not many people really has it. I'd almost agree if it went for the grammar. Do you want to exchange gluten with me? How very dare you. Always go for the men with dad bods. Yeah, good. Well, here's news. Almost finally. Marriage cuts risk of cancer, but boosts both sexes. Twice. Better than some marriages. Marriage can significantly lower the risk of developing cancer, a study suggests. Women who never wed were 85% more likely to be diagnosed than married, divorced, or widowed ladies. Men who stay single, 70% higher. So actually, it's a better thing, because most research seems to say that marriage is not good for women. Men are the ones who benefit. Well, look at that. Hey? Some prophylactic for your cancer. What more do you want? Does this mean we can get it on the NHS? You know what I mean? I need to lower. We are a high risk category. We need to lower. We will deploy one of the nurses. She's willing to follow through on the promise. Just saying. But at the same time, what did we read earlier about marriages? You end up having to sneak off to the pub pretending you're taking the dog for a walk. So, what would you rather have? It's harder when you don't even have a dog as well. Your missus thinks you've lost the plot. Then she'll be writing to the Daily Mail saying, he's a grumpy old man now. No, it's things he's done to try and lower his chance of cancer. Blue Ski. Thank you, Martin. We'll do that in a sec. I'm off to get married. Well, it will lower your risk of something. Arranged marriages via NHS. Any takers? Wait. Steady on. Let's see what Martin gave me on Blue Ski Dooski. Members of the public are being urged to report seagull attacks following coordinated behaviour from the birds at an Easter egg hunt in a Scottish city. How coordinated are they worried about? Have they been plotting? I don't think you need to worry about the seagulls plotting. It's the pigeons I worry about. They're the ones I'm really taking a while to build up to the obvious punchline. It's the pigeons I worry about. They do their plotting, their scheming. The other day I was walking past a bunch of plotting and scheming pigeons. I heard one of them say, "Coo." ASMR. Right, so we're nearly done. Report the attacks to whom? The seagulls. Doodles. There was an actual story, I think we covered it on the radio show, that they've done research, and if you want to scare seagulls away from your chips, they tell you to draw big eyes on your box of chips. They're scared because they think that weird animal down there has got chips in it. That guy is eating it and they're terrified. Who wouldn't be? So that's what you got to do. Draw big eyes on your chips. Or if you have fish, ask them to leave the eyes in. I should see you through the week. Come on, come on. Martin says, yeah, pigeons are shifty looking. Yeah, I think they were planning. I heard that. One of them was talking about a coup. Flock of seagulls plotted an attack. I ran. And I heard a pigeon planning something. I heard one of them. So I think we're basically done. I've not fully done a list of where I'm. In fact, it won't take long to do it. We'll have a crack at it. I'll get my phone. I didn't have time to write it down. I spent the time with my son today. What are you going to do about it?
Here are the plugs where you can see.
Hang on, it's not recognising my fingerprint. Come on. It's me. It's me. Hi, I'm Stephen Allen. No, wrong one. Hi, I'm Stephen Allen, and here are some of the places you could see me working this week. So today, Thursday, don't have a gig tonight. Tomorrow, they cancelled me from the BBC. I was... again. And I didn't even have one of those dodgy screensavers. In fact, that's probably why I keep getting cancelled by the BBC. I like them of an appropriate age. So tomorrow, we might as well do one of these. Let's have a look. We can do an actual Friday Live and Loose, which will be less live and loose than all the ones we've been doing during the Easter holiday, because kids are in the nursery. Then Saturday, GB News from 6 through till about 10 or whatever, when I'll be reviewing the news, followed by Times Radio, 5:30, the comedy panel, where I'll be doing jokes about the news, with Aisha Hazarika, who got in trouble this week. But then Sunday, GB News Free Speech Nation, where Josh Howie will be inquiring as to how smelly my tash is these days. Then Monday, Tuesday, just this. Wednesday, back on the Jeeps. I need to get some stand-up going. So I'm going to go and look for some gigs. I love the second screen. Yeah, the second screen behind the Smash one. Well, that's people don't remember. Cathode ray tubes were good like that. They were hard to break. They had a second one. Can't believe you didn't do my chicken joke from X. What was the... Missed it. Sorry, maybe next time. That, Joodles, that very eye story popped up on my Spotify the other day. Draw eyes on your chips, not individual chips. You were there all flipping day. In fact, you know what? Chips are made from potatoes and they get eyes. So we could have guessed. Nature finds a way. Back in the day, BBC London were like family. Nowadays, GB News viewers are like family. Some of them are like those weird uncles. It's the new hotel TV they've made for rock stars. You break them and it's easy way, just repairable glass, yeah. Did Aisha, Mac, an aristocrat on the news quiz? What? She been on there again. Mock an aristocrat on the news quiz. No, there was a thing about the grooming scandal. Well, it's not here to bring that up. We're not going to mention that when I'm on with her. And was she back on the news quiz? Because we had a deal. Next time she was doing the news quiz, I was going to get paid to write some jokes for her. All right, fair enough. Maybe didn't. And I think we're up to date with that. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, if you'd be so kind as to go to it's underneath, kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, where you could give some money. It would be very much appreciated to keep this darn thing afloat. Whatever you can. I think is there a minimum? Can you do less than £1? I don't really want people to do less than £1, but if you could, try. If you've got 50p spare, I don't think there's any admin on it. Is there a ticket thing? But that would be very much appreciated. And like some other people yesterday who gave me a nice bit of tasty wedge, thank you. It helps me buy. I don't know what the next thing I need to buy. It's probably a caseload of truck nuts or whatever I'm doing. Desk nuts. Thank you very much for that. Kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Substack.com /@Mr. Stephen Allen, where I've been trying to churn out more stories these days. That's been going all right as well. So have a read of some of those. Like the Waitrose guy who got fired for doing his actual job. there's new rules that means you have to do menopause risk assessments. I don't think I do. I don't think I employ enough people yet. And actually, if I had to do a menopause risk assessment, I think it'd be easy. If it's just me working on the show, that paperwork wouldn't take much time. So I don't know why I moaned about it, but I'm probably fine. Hang on. You can't do fractions of pence, apparently. Thanks, Kermit, for trying. Pay whatever you think this show is worth, but you can't do fractions of pennies. And yeah, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. If you could do me the favor of doing the YouTubey things. So we need a little click on the like, comment afterwards if you have the time when the video is an actual video, subscribe, those kind of things. Because tomorrow from 12, we'll try and do another one all over again. Martin says, what risk? You fool, man. Don't be walking into a menopausal situation not being aware of your risks. Because you'll hear about it. Not from the authorities, but anyway, have a little read of those. Substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen and social media in general /Mr. Stephen Allen seems to be a good place for it. And on Spotify, I'm now officially a recording artist. I am like Prince in that I have songs on Spotify and I like them big, I like them round. And move this big ass round so I can work on that zipper baby, but slowly, beep when you turn. You know, I'm not. I've got to say, I'm not a fool when it comes to health and safety. If you're turning something that big around, I want to put some of those yellow tags on the side of it. I want something that says wide load. If you wouldn't mind buying underwear that says that, just for health and safety reasons. Yes, live and loose tomorrow from 12. We'll have another crack at that. And until next time, I'm on the wrong page. Bye.